Yo, what's up, man? It's your boy Hip Hop Gamer. You already know what it is, man. Bringing the news to you live with another video. Now check this out, right? First and foremost, Crackdown. You know it's a good franchise, but the title of this video is Crackdown 2. In Jeopardy, a success? We about to find out why and what's really popping with this franchise. Now, the first thing I want to say is this: Crackdown 1, when it was announced, it really didn't catch a lot of people's eyes, simply because a lot of people felt that it was a Grand Theft Auto ripoff with cel-shaded graphics. You know what I'm saying? And even though the game was cool, it had a lot of superpowers, you could jump from building to building in this big city and stuff like that. The story, there wasn't no real big story. It wasn't really epic. You just ran around, shot people, called it a day. That's kind of the main fun about the game, which is cool. But there's something that made that Crackdown game stand out, and the problem was it wasn't so much of Crackdown. It was the what? The Halo 3 beta that was packaged with it. You know what I'm saying? The moment that was announced, people was like, "Oh, word!" Like, all right, now I gotta pay attention to this game. You know what I'm saying? Because if Microsoft is gonna make Halo associated with this title must be worth it. You know what I'm saying? So it brings more attention to that title, which is smart marketing. But in the end, there's a different situation going on. And the different situation is that Crackdown 2 is about to come out, but it has to stand on its own 2 feet this time, because Halo can't piggyback the title anymore. Halo Reach is not a beta that's being done with Crackdown 2. So it's going to be real interesting to see how it performs this time. So that's the first point I wanted to make. Second point is this, right? First impressions mean a lot. Straight up, first impressions mean a lot. Like, if you look at Uncharted 1 and see the first impression of that, which was great, but look at Uncharted 2 and the first impressions of that, major jump. Look at Gears of War 1 first impression. That was like, oh, crazy. Gears 2 just exceeded that. So you expect that build up to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, the first impressions of Crackdown 2 when they first showed, bad. And I believe the company admitted themselves that they showed it too early. But regardless if it's too early or not, it's nobody's fault but theirs. The first impressions, the first things that were shown, it wasn't really a good look. Not to say the game is going to be bad when it comes out, but the thing is, first impressions mean a lot. Especially now when there's so many titles being surrounded, you know, by every other title. They got tons of games, month after month after month, that's coming out this year that's going to blow people away. So you got to stand out that much more. And first impressions is that much more critical. And Crackdown 2 failed big time with their first impression. Now, later on, they showed more screenshots and things like that. And the screenshots look good, but still kind of roughly the same. Nothing too dramatically different in the graphics department. So they're going to have to add a lot of gameplay stuff to it, which is going to separate itself from the first one. But the biggest blow is that Halo is not a part of this selling point in terms of it being a beta. So Crackdown 2 got to stand on its own 2 feet. And after the first impression that we got of it, it doesn't seem like it's going to be as successful as Microsoft wanted to be. So they're really going to have to show something to turn heads. If not, it may not be as good. You know what I'm saying? So that's the second point that I wanted to make. The third point is this. This is another Microsoft exclusive title that's not pushing the envelope. You know what I'm saying? In terms of like technical next generation power. Like the thing that we love and wait for to see when a new game is announced. You want to see that power. You want to see what they're doing. Why we have these 360s and PS3s in our house. And judging by what we've seen so far in Crackdown 2, this is supposed to be a big title, heavy hitter, but from a technical standpoint, it's not pushing that power. You know what I'm saying? Like God of War 3, pushing power. Break, Rage, pushing power. You know what I'm saying? These is games that's setting the bar, you know, in the industry. And when you an exclusive title, even Alan Wake is setting the bar. That game is really looking like it looks really good, and it's crazy open world. You know what I'm saying? So when you think about it like that, it's like that's forward movement. Crackdown 2 should follow suit, being the fact that it is exclusive, and that's just not happening. You see what I mean? It's not happening. So that right there is going to cause a problem, and that's another reason why it's possibly in jeopardy of success. that it had when it first came out, while Halo was piggybacking it with the beta. Now, the next thing I want to say is this, right? Because this is real crazy. If you look at, like, the fun games out there, and the clones that people say, so to speak, Grand Theft Auto is like the top dog, right? Then you got Saints Row, which is a good game in itself, but it's a so-called a clone of Grand Theft Auto. Crackdown is exactly like those titles, but it's cel-shaded, less story, less graphics. Leave your comments, let me know what you think. Do you think Crackdown 2, after seeing what it looks like right now, and all the games that's coming out this year, do you think it's going to be as big of a title for Microsoft as it was the first time around with the Halo 3 beta? Leave your comments, let me know what you think, because at this rate, Crackdown 2 may not be as big as we hope. And if that does happen, be prepared for another Too Human in Microsoft's camp. Because Crackdown 2, even though the game is fun and is good to play, after seeing it so far, it's not really attractive at the moment. You see what I'm saying? So, in terms of quality and consumer demand, Crackdown 2 seems like it's going to be that title that get lost in the wave of Gamergeddon. Alright, so one love, God bless, Crackdown 2 and Jeopardy a success? You tell me. Leave your comments, let's get it poppin'.